Hi, and welcome back to the Anatomy of Synergy. In the last video, we learned how strings differ between traditional Synergy and Synergy.net. Here, we'll explore Boolean data in Synergy. Let's get started. A Boolean field can be declared in the data division using the Boolean keyword. The Boolean data type has two possible values, true and false. In traditional Synergy, a Boolean variable is stored in memory as a 4-byte integer, or I4. A true value is stored as a 1, and a false value is stored as a 0. In Synergy, Boolean variables can be assigned and compared to non-Boolean values. Therefore, you can also assign Booleans with the value 1 for true and 0 for false. Actually, you can assign any numeric value to a Boolean variable. However, any assigned value that is not 0 will be stored in a Boolean as a 1 and treated as true. While code like this will compile and run, it could be confusing. So, to avoid confusion, we recommend using the true and false literals when assigning a value to a Boolean. You can also use the evaluation of an expression as the value for a Boolean variable. For example, we'll define a large number and a small number. Then, set our Boolean variables to be equal to an expression. And because the small number is not greater than the large number we defined, the first expression is false, and bool1 is assigned the value of 0. And because the small number we defined is less than the large number, the second expression is true, and bool2 is assigned the value of 1. You can use Boolean operators to perform logical operations on Boolean values as well. These operators include or, exclusive or, and not. In Synergy code, these operators are written with the dot before and after them. Alternatively, you can use the symbolic forms of the or, and not operators. Let's look at a few examples. The expression true or false evaluates as true because one of the inputs is true, so both of these variables are given the value of 1. The expression true and false evaluates as false, so these variables are given the value of 0. And finally, the expression not false evaluates as true, so the variables are again given the value of 1. All of these examples have been in traditional Synergy, but the Boolean type works in much the same way in Synergy.net. In the debugger, Boolean values show up with a bool data type and have values of true and false instead of 1 and 0. But the behavior of the variables is the same, and you can assign and compare numerical values with Boolean variables just as in traditional Synergy. In this video, we've learned that Boolean data in traditional Synergy maps to the I4 data type, but it can only have the values of 0 for false or 1 for true. We've seen some ways that Boolean data can interact with numeric data, and how Boolean operators can be used to manipulate Boolean data. We've also seen how Boolean data behaves similarly in Synergy.net, despite being its own data type. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stick around to learn more about how data is treated in Synergy DBL.